babes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki for those of you who are new here. I noticed that I've been starting pretty much all of my videos with the same intro because I've been gaining a lot of new followers recently, and I really do like to introduce myself and like have you guys know my name and who I am, and I mean, you're watching me, you know, it's like we're friends, right? So anyway, today we're going to be doing a video using the Tati Beauty palette. I really love this palette and I had only filmed once with it. And it's just gorgeous. It's really, really beautiful. So today we're going to be playing with this, and I'm super excited because we're going to be doing a really sultry, dark, wow look, and also we're going to be using some of my favorite products, some staple products, and I actually do also show you guys my face and a dream lip combo as well. If you guys are excited to see this, then let's just go ahead and get into the video. Okay guys, starting with the face, jumping right in. I actually haven't used this in a while, and this was limited edition, but Wet n Wild did come out with like a new primer that kind of comes in like a solution like this, but this is just like a base. This one's like serum-y. This was from their Rose collection, but the one they just released is like a, I think, mattifying maybe, or really just hydrating, but like I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the benefits of it are, but it definitely is like hydrating, but it doesn't claim to be dewy. I don't know. I'll insert the photo of it here. I'm not gonna purchase it because honestly my primer drawer right now is out of control. So I need 0 more primers, unless, no, I need 0 more primers. I need 0 more primers. I literally don't need any more. So yes, I just figured we would. I literally hate the sound of this drawer, and I know you guys do too. I'm so sorry. But it just kind of is what it is. That drawer just always makes that noise. I don't know why. I'm gonna go with the OG e.l.f. Putty Primer. I normally go in with the matte one if I know I'm going to be wearing my makeup for a super extended period of time. But for the most part, I think this one gives a really nice effect and kind of does the same thing. But I'm only going to be wearing my makeup for a few hours today. It's already 4 o'clock. But I figured I'm going to class. I want to film a video. Here we are. Let's do it together. So this is a super nice pore filling primer. I don't really have like a lot of pores in this area of my face, like between my eyebrow, but I noticed that I like have some weird texture there sometimes, so I like to put it there as well. I'm also just going to jump in with some NYX First Base priming spray. This is what it looks like. I've actually been using the crap out of this spray. I love it. Not for any particular reason. I think I just really like the spray. For a while I was on the train of this one. It's the NYX Bear With Me spray. I literally did not put it down for like months. So yes, I also not rediscovered, but like I hadn't used it for a while and I don't know why, because it really is one of my favorites, the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist Spray. But I did see that they were going to come out, or they're coming out with, or they already came out with it. Honestly, someone help me. I'm not sure. Matte version of it. It's going to be in a white bottle. I'm super excited for that. But anyway, I'm going to go with my Wet n Wild PhotoFocus Foundation. I have the shade Bronze Beige. This is the original one, not the luminous one, just because I'm not the biggest like fan of luminous products, or like just really not. I don't know why. I'm gonna go with this today. I'm trying to finish up foundations that I know are either going to go bad soon or I'm like almost out of. I also did self-tan a while ago, and this is like a good color for me normally. Like I was pretty pale before I self-tanned, and then I got self-tanned and I got pretty dark. And now I'm kind of at a point where like I'm kind of in the middle. So also I'm going with the BEAKEY Sponge. This is from Amazon, and it's like the sponges that come in the 5-packs, and honestly they're so good. So if you're looking for an affordable pack of sponges, it's like 5 of them for, I think, no, yeah, it's 5 of them for like $9, so not bad. But anyway, I'm just gonna pounce this into my skin. I really don't think that we should like spend too much time on this because it's just foundation, and all I'm going to be doing is bouncing a sponge on my face, so I'll be right back. So if you guys have been following me for a while, when I first started my YouTube channel, and I've had so much growth since then, so I'm sure a lot of you guys don't know this, but I have this scar on my chin here, and it's not really too much discoloration, but it is normally like a little bit pinker than my skin, and then I have some like leftover scratch marks here. I actually fell. Not this New Year's, not like the 2020 New Year's, but to 2019, so 2018 to 2019 New Year's. So after that happened, I really like to make sure I get coverage here, and then I've been using this brush to kind of buff product down my neck. This is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and it comes in a kit, and I really, really love it. So I just wanted to kind of touch on that because I never really talk about it, like how I distribute foundation here down. I just feel like a sponge is annoying to like, I don't know, pat. So I'm going to go in with the CoverGirl TruBlend Concealer. This is what it looks like, and I have mine in the shade Buff Beige. One of you actually told me to get a different shade. I don't remember the shade name, but I obviously have it in the comments. And I mean, this one works fine, so I'd prefer something, but I don't want to get another concealer right now. I have a drawer full that it's a problem. So I think it definitely is my favorite like formula of concealer next to the e.l.f. one from the drugstore. So after I like go through all my concealers, I think this is going to be the one that will be like my staple one. I really like it the most. It's not as drying as the e.l.f. matte one. It has just a really good consistency and some really great coverage. So but yes, I'm just buffing this in as well. It's pretty, not super light, but like actually it looks really light on camera. It's not that light in person. It's just like maybe a shade or two lighter. Also, let's see. I've been trying to finish up this powder, and I swear it's going to take me forever to do so, but this is the Fit Me powder. This is like their loose powder. This is in the shade Fair Light, and it's a good powder, but holy moly, I swear it's going to take me like 10 years to finish it, because I also have quite a few powders, and I want to get a new one, but I don't want to buy a new one until I'm done with at least one of them. Also, I like never talk about how I powder my face because I look ridiculous, but also I have like foundation lips right now, which is not cute. But basically what I do is if I really want to cover my face in powder, sometimes I just do my nose and like this area, like my T-zone, minus my forehead because it's pretty dry. But like I always kind of bake under my eyes, but not really because I don't let it sit very long at all. Like I just kind of powder and then dust it away. So I use this really large brush. This is from the Equate Beauty brand. You can get this at Walmart. I think it's like $4 or $5. And I'm going in with my Better Skin powder from Maybelline. I have the shade Classic Ivory. And this is another one of those products that I'm just trying to get through. I do really like it. Okay, so my husband called and I kind of lost my train of thoughts. And I know that if I go back and watch this when I'm editing, I'll remember what I was going to say. But anyway, yes, I do love this powder, and I obviously hit pan on it before trying to hit pan on it. But this is what it looks like now. I have the shade Classic Ivory, and yes, I just kind of buffed this all over my face because that for me is like one of the best ways to just set everything and make sure there's no powder, make sure there's no spots without powder on my face. Because I notice that when I don't, I get really patchy. I don't know how people don't set their foundation and like don't end up with a super patchy bronzer. I don't know how they do it. If you do that, please let me know, because every time I try to not set my foundation super well, I end up with a super patchy situation. So I'm going to go in with the Morphe Icon Bronzer. I still have this, and I still love it, so I'm still going to use it. But basically, just go with any bronzer that you like. A really good dupe for this one, in my opinion, is actually the City Bronzer from Maybelline in the shade 200. It's not as warm, but it's pretty similar, actually. And so is the one from the original bronzer from Physicians Formula, like their Butter Bronzer. I actually really like this bronzer, especially for the summertime. I remember when I purchased it, I thought it was kind of light, but now that I look at the other bronzers in my collection, it's really not. I used to go with super deep bronzers, and now I'm like, I don't do that. I kind of go for something more natural, I guess. I haven't like done my full face on camera for a minute, so I figured I would do that today. Just kind of like go through some products with you guys and chat. Also, the Jaclyn Hill palette did stain my eyelids a little bit, even though I only had it on for like, I think I had each look on for maybe an hour. The last one I had on for like an hour, but the first two that I did, or the one that like, I did two different colored eyes. So I had one on for like maybe 15 minutes. So my eyelids are stained a little bit, which is part of the reason I'm doing my makeup today, because I have class and my eyelids are super pink. So I kind of like wanted to avoid it, you know? So I'm actually going to go with the City Bronzer from Maybelline and take this one down my chin because it's a little less warm toned, like it doesn't pull as terracotta. So guys, I was going to film a Valentine's Day look, but then I realized that like my Valentine's Day weekend was crazy. I made a few plans and I thought like it would be fine to, you know, attend everything because they were all so spread out. But honestly, it was the craziest weekend. I'm actually bronzing with the City Bronzer too. Normally I use a Physicians Formula one, but since I already had this one in my hand. Yes, this weekend was insane. I was so tired by the end of it that I was like super sluggish on Monday because I was simply like trying to get myself back together. Because like normally on the weekends I try to rest at least on Sunday or you know, like find some time to relax. And this weekend was just like go, 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 go. I've also been trying to remember to do this step in my makeup and like put some bronzer under my lip, because it really does like make your lips look a little more juicy. Alright guys, so at this step, I like once I have all my matte products and my base down with my bronzer, I like to go in with a spray and kind of wet my face before I go with any kind of highlight or shimmery anything. Actually, I'm going to go in with some blush first. I'm going to go in with the Alamar Cosmetics Colorete Blush Trio in the shade Fair Light. And honestly, I pretty much only use these two blushes. I love this one. It's Paraiso, I think. Yes, and I hit pan on it already. And I'm dropping stuff. But yeah, I already hit pan on it. And I love this brush. It's like a dual fiber brush from Eco Tools. I got it at Walmart. I can't remember how much it was. And I've been liking to do like, I know I always do like, if you follow me, you know I do like 2 layers of highlighter, something that's more subtle and then something more intense right here. And I've kind of been doing that with blush. I've been taking like a lighter blush, kind of diffusing it into my bronzer a little bit. And then I'll go in with like a more precise blush like right here. I don't know why I started doing that, but I like it. I feel like it makes everything look more blended together at the end. Okay, so I'm going to spray my face. And then what I like to do is take my wet beauty sponge and kind of pounce it on my face and make sure that like any of the spray is like soaked into my skin. I just think it makes everything look way more skin-like and put together. So I don't know if you guys like for me to do my skin. I try not to do it in every video, but like I used to do some videos where I only posted like the eye look and did a more detailed version of that. But I feel like I really love talking about products, and honestly, seeing the face come together is one of my favorite things. So I try to include it in every video now and then. I also have to do a eyebrow routine for you guys. I've actually had quite a few people request that from me. So hopefully that will be coming soon as well. I have quite a list of things I want to do, and every time I want to get around to it, something else happens and I end up making a different video. So I used to do this a lot, but I would love to take a bronzer, and I've been doing it with the Revolution Vivid Baked Bronzer. This one is in the shade Rock On World. And I take this with a super airbrushy kind of brush. This is the e.l.f. 107 brush, and it literally has the lightest, like featheriest touch to it. So like literally it applies very little, and I go in kind of hard on the product, and then I just kind of put this between my highlighter, the first amount of highlighter, and my bronzer, and I kind of put it on my cheeks and I brush outwards, and it leaves everything with this like sun-kissed glow that you're like, what is that? Hi, what, like it's very, very subtle, but it leaves this like all over like sun-kissed vibe to the skin. If you're really feeling it, you can literally do this everywhere, but it leaves a really subtle like to the skin. My dog literally just pushes the door open into this room all the time. She literally doesn't care, and she just is like, oh hi, you missed me, hi. Anyway, I'm gonna use my Revolution Pro Glow 2 palette. I've been loving this, and I love this champagne shade right here to highlight and also like do my nose highlight. It's a really nice palette, and it's actually a very intense highlight. So if you see this palette, I think you should totally get it. I think that this works for fair skin tones to deeper skin tones. I think it's a really great array of product, and I actually really like the like shimmery blushes in here. Also, I do have like my favorite highlight at the moment is the Wet Dream Supreme Frost from Jeffree Star. This highlight is so nice. Sometimes I'll like literally just like take my finger and pop it at the tops, and it's mind-blowing. It's so good, and I don't really talk about it that much because I love drugstore products, but I figured we should chat about it today. So I'm going to go in with the yellow shade and this like champagne color together, and that's going to be my highlight. I just wanted to go ahead and get the face out of the way so that we can just take some time to focus specifically on the eyes. You see how intense this highlight can get? And this is why I only like to put this kind of highlight, like my most intense highlight. I really do try to keep it like only right here. And then I set everything again, and then I do my eyebrows, and then we'll jump into the eyes. I'm going to do one eye off camera just so that it's easier for me to explain the steps to you guys. Also because I really don't have that much experience with the Tati Beauty palette. I've only played with it once or twice and done like one look on it that I filmed. So we'll do that, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I've just done my eyebrows, and I wanted to share with you the products I've been using. So I use 2 brushes to do my eyebrows. I pretty much have, like today I only used the Morphe Jeffree Star one. This is the JS7 brush. It was part of their collab. I don't know if it's still available. And then I used the ABH one. I love this one, and I actually think this is so precise that you could use it for gel eyeliner, so that's actually why I bought it, but I've ended up pretty much using it for my brows because I really don't use gel eyeliner that much, but I bought it for that in case I need it. But this is so funny because I bought this a long time ago and I would sometimes use it, and I can't even remember why I purchased it. I've had it for a hot minute now, at least a year. I have the shade Ash Brown, and this is the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit. Mine is beat up, and I didn't notice this until, I don't know, maybe like 2 months ago, but it says on the front that it has a mirror enclosed, and I've never noticed it. But like if you are traveling and you need to do your brows really fast, I think this is actually a really great little kit. It did come with a brush and tweezers, which they're somewhere in this drawer, I don't know. But I don't use that, but the products in here are actually really good. So this one I use kind of on the ends sometimes if I need to like fake hairs. This one I use like all over the brow, and then I mix it with the wax in the front to kind of give me a softer effect. This is like a few bucks, and it's actually really good. And I was gonna buy the HBH brow like powder, but this is literally the same thing and it's super affordable, and it's really, really good. So if you're looking for a good brow powder, I actually use this a lot. And then I just topped my brows off with the Essence Make Me Brow in the shade Brownie Brows. It has like a really fine little applicator, so I just like run this through my brows, and that's that. So I also talk about this. I actually really love Wet n Wild as a brand, and basically I use this like all the time on my eyes as an eyelid primer. This is the Wet n Wild PhotoFocus Concealer in the shade Light Honey, and I just pop it on my brow bone and clean up my brows with it. So yes, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there because I never really talk about my brows on camera. Okay guys, so one eye is complete and I am obsessed. I love this look. It is so sultry, and let's just do it, and that way you guys can see what's on my face. So normally, I have to say one thing with this palette is that as beautiful as it is, I don't wish, honestly, but for the video's sake, people, I feel like, come for me when I don't have, like, every single shade is from one palette. Preferably, if I was doing this look, I would have thrown a bronzer in the crease. It would have made it easier to blend, but I didn't do that because I know some people are like, well, if you're going to do the video with the palette, like, only use the palette. So I didn't use my bronzer, but ideally I would have used my face bronzer as a nice transition shade just to make it easier to blend. However, I am starting with the matte shade Soothe, which is very similar to my bronzer, but these shades are just so pigmented that I'm like, oh, I put a little down and I get a little scared, to be honest. So I'm working with very, very little product to start because honestly, it can get super, super intense. So this is still just like me dipping in twice. And when I say I'm dipping in, I'm not swirling my brush in at all. I'm literally just like patting slightly and hoping that I do it lightly enough because these shades are very, very pigmented. I am taking it into this inner part of my eye right here and kind of like, because it is like this bronzy shade, I feel like I can take it in here and kind of spread it out really well. Again, you don't really need to use a bronzer, but like preferably that's what I would have done. These shades really do blend themselves though, so I guess I totally see why like it is as pigmented as it is. Like you don't need anything else really. Because you have limited shades in this palette, but they all have like different intensities you can build them up to, that's what I'm doing. I wanted to keep this look very brown and very, not neutral, but because it is a warm look, but you know what I mean? I didn't want to add any orange. So next I'm going to actually take Ritual in the sequin shade, which is like, it looks lighter than the dark brown one. When you put it on, it's really not, but I like this one. And I'm actually starting right in the middle, and I'm going to bring it farther into the beginning of my eye, because you see the metallic shade that I have here, having this like sequin base kind of helps everything blend really nicely together. That looks great. And then I'm going to go in with another fluffy brush. This one's a little more precise. This one is actually the first, like this brush came in the first Morphe set I ever bought, which was a long time ago, but it doesn't have a number on it or anything. And I don't think the set is still available, but it's just like a regular, like fluffy, narrowish brush. And I'm going to go in with Ritual in the matte. And this brown is super brown that, I mean, it's shocking, honestly. So I'm going to start the lowest part of my eye where I want the most pigment, and I'm going to kind of pack it on there first, and then I'll begin to diffuse upward after having applied that color there. And then I did wet my brush a little bit, but not much. I actually cleaned it with alcohol and that's why it was still a little wet. But just for the sake of the video, I did just spray my brush with a little bit of my primer spray. And I'm going to go in with Ritual in the metallic shade. I had not used this shade yet and it is insane. I love it. So it is such a beautiful color. I mean, it goes on like butter. I actually think my brush is a little too wet, but it is what it is. You really don't need to wet your brush that much with these shades at all. They're really pigmented. And then I'm going to go back in with Ritual in the sequin shade. So I'm pretty much, this look is all of Ritual almost, except for we're like dipping into a few other shades to create this look. Going back in with Ritual in the matte just to kind of diffuse this little section right here. While I was here, I took a little bit, like the smallest bit of Ritual in the metallic. It's this brown one right here. And like I took so little of it just to add like some random little glitters throughout the eye look. I mean, it did come out to be very subtle, and that's literally exactly what I wanted. Just to add like a little bit of like, oh, what is that on her eye? So next I took my beauty sponge and I pressed it up against my lower lash line because it makes, like normally I bake my lower lash line and I've been doing this and it makes the color look so much better on the lower lash line. It's just like a little trick I do. So now I'm going to take Soothe again, and this is going to go on the bottom of my waterline. This part is where I think that her mirror comes in really handy. I think that it is really hard to do your lower lash line unless you're looking up. So I do like that about this palette. And honestly, I am not the kind of person that ever really cares to have a mirror in my palettes. But she just did it so, like she did such a good job including this mirror in here that I love it and I actually use it. And then the next thing I'm going to do is go in with Ritual in the matte shade again, the brown, and do the same thing. Just deepening this lower lash line with a pencil brush. And then I talked about this in a previous video and oh my goodness, I did not think I was buying this. I actually thought I was buying the liquid liner, but this is the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Retractable Eyeliner. That is a mouthful, but anyway, I did tightline and put this like all over my waterline, and look how black it is. I mean, wow. So I just did that, and then with the same pencil brush that I was using, I took the tiniest bit of the Memory, which is the black, just the matte black, like literally just the tip of the brush, and I started to kind of smudge this around here. I wonder if you guys can hear the pouring rain outside. It literally just, it's pouring. So now I'm going to go with my eyeliner. This is the CoverGirl Get In Line Liquid Liner in the shade Major Matte Black, and I'm going to attempt to get my wing perfectly like this one. This does have like a felt tip, but it's like super saturated, so it almost is like if you were working with like a brush tip. The next thing I'm going to do, and it's like the final step on the eyes, is to, actually it's not, sorry. So I'm going to take the matte black Memory and I'm going to kind of stamp it right above my eyeliner. You can use a pencil brush or you can use a tiny little angled brush. I think for the wing, I think I used the angled brush. Yes, that's what I did. And I just stamped it right above it so that the top of the wing looked a little extra smoky. It's a very like minimal effect, but I really do like how it makes everything look a little more sultry. I feel like the shade Aura in the metallic shade is too light, so I mix it with a little bit of Soothe, and these two colors create a really nice inner corner highlight. That is a nice champagne color. I think alone they're kind of like they're too light and too dark, but together they make a really nice inner corner highlight. But that's that. That is everything on the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some mascara really quick. Show you guys this look with and without falsies. So obviously this side has falsies and this one does not. The falsies that I picked are barely like, they kind of wisp outwards, and pretty much every pair of my lashes does this. I'll show you what I mean on them without them being on my eyes. So you see how they get larger towards the end? That is exactly what we want for this look. It kind of accentuates this cat eye feature and it looks super pretty. However, I would love to tell you guys what lashes these are. But this is what I do when I get home. I will do an eye look and then I'll come home and I'll just like put both of my lashes anywhere, like on any random counter surface of my house. So I really struggle to remember which lash is which, and I think these are the ones I bought on AliExpress. I will link the video down below where I explain how I purchased my lashes on AliExpress. But I don't remember exactly what style this is, and even if I bought them on AliExpress, I'm so sorry guys, I'm really terrible at that. I do try to put them back and I never ever do, so I'm a terrible YouTuber. I'm so sorry about that. But I just make sure you pick a pair of lashes that wisps outward. Actually, I have a recommendation for you guys. So I purchased these and I haven't used them yet, but they give me the same vibe, and honestly I think I will love them when I slap them on my eyes. These are the Salon Perfect Pre-Permed Push-Up Tight Curl Dramatic Lift Lashes. This is what the packaging looks like, and I think they're in the style 672, and I'm really excited to try them out. They don't flare out as much, like the flare on these is not the same as this one. This one flares more, but I think these are going to be so pretty, and I would totally pair them with this look. But I was literally like getting to the point of lashes and I was like, okay, like where can I find some lashes to pop on my eyes? Also, I've been using this Kiss Falscara little metal applicator to apply my lashes, and I really thought that it couldn't get any better than my tweezers. Like, I really don't struggle with my tweezers at all, and I really don't struggle. But with this little tool, like literally you can get something like this, I think on eBay, Amazon. Search like a little eyelash applicator tool, and this is amazing. I cannot say enough good things. So what I do is like I just grab it like this, flip it upward, and pop the lash down. And it really does make the grip so much easier to apply lashes. I don't know why I never got one of these before. I just really thought I didn't need it. So I'm gonna spritz my face and we're gonna get into the lips. I pretty much have been using the same lip liner forever. I'm gonna do the same lip combo that I did in my last video, and I am obsessed with it. So it is the LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner in the shade Cafe. So I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Beautifully Bare lipstick in the shade Touch of Nude. It is not a super full coverage lipstick, and I'm sure it wouldn't last a long time, but I love it as a base before a gloss. And it's a little bit more, like, it's a real true nude. The lip liner definitely pulls a little more warm brown, but together they work really nicely, and it's a really nice combo as is. Just love to throw a peachy gloss on top. This one is the Colourpop So Juicy Gloss in the shade She's Here. I love it. It's so good, and it literally makes your lips look super plump. I also really like the applicator on this because it's really easy to throw in your purse and apply, and it's just very convenient. I forgot that this was like literally one of my favorite glosses, and then I used it again recently and I was like, wow, it is so good. It's really just perfect by itself. So the final step for me is I'm just going to throw on a little bit of this blush from the Revolution Pro Glow 2 palette. It's just like a shimmery, not shimmery, but yeah, like a bit of a glowy blush. I just think it looks really nice. Kind of ties everything together. You could do a more nude blush, but I really do like a pink blush. And last but not least, I'm going to throw a blinding highlight over all of this. I'm actually going to use my JLo Inglot one because I haven't used it in forever. So what I'm going to do is actually spray my face with the Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray. And then over top, once that kind of sinks into my skin, I'm going to go in with the JLo highlighter. The one thing I do love about this spray is that it really does give a really even mist, and you never get water droplets with it until it's like the very end of the bottle, which kind of sucks, but like it takes a long time to get to the end of the bottle, if you know what I mean. Highlight is in the shade Livin the Highlight, and I always just take from the cap, but this is what it looks like in the actual packaging. I really hope you guys can't hear this rain. It is super loud outside. I'm so sorry. I did not think it was going to rain like this today. So I actually use this highlight a lot when I like go on vacation or something, but it really is a blinding highlight, and I always like take from the lid and tap off the excess. I swear this highlight is going to last me until I am like 50. Okay guys, let's please ignore the sound of pouring rain outside. It is very loud. But yes, let's finish up. I'm completely done with makeup. I love it. I've been wanting to do a look with a ton of black like around the eye and then brown. I've been wanting to do this forever. I've seen it a lot over social media, and lately, I don't know, like it just made me really want to do this like sultry vibe eye. So I'm glad I finally got to do it, and I think this is really the perfect palette to do it because you have the perfect browns, really nice shimmers, metallics, everything. Like it's just the perfect palette to do this, and the black in this palette is to die for. It's beautiful. So yes, if you guys still haven't gotten your hands on it, I don't know if it's available right now, but when it is, sign up for the email list. You should totally get it. I really do love it. I think it is a perfect everyday palette. It might not be the most exciting palette when it comes to like you might want to dip into other palettes for the mattes if you want to do something more avant-garde or like incorporate different shades. However, I do think that the shimmers and the glitters in this palette are super universal, and you can use them for any other look with any other palette. But you can also create tons of look with just this palette. I cannot wait to do a pink look with this one. That's definitely on my list next. And I honestly feel my best. I feel so pretty, and that's what makeup is supposed to do, right? It's supposed to make you feel better, and it's supposed to be fun. And I honestly was having a really crap day, and getting to do my makeup and chat with you guys and film this video with this beautiful palette really has like cheered me up and turned my day around a little bit. So with that being said, I love this look, and I hope you guys will test it out. If you do recreate it, tag me on Instagram, let me see it. My Instagram handle is @glownikki. It's the same as my YouTube. And yes, with all that being said, I will see you guys all in my next video. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.